Hello, welcome everybody. 3 days later, third episode of the Weeb Weekly. You know, it was only 3 days since we posted. I guess 2 days technically since we got it out on Friday, but a hectic 2 days, a very hectic 2 days, a lot to get in. We're not looking half-length episode here because we all love the sound of our own voices. I am joined per usual by Jose.
Tropical Joe, ready for the squad.
Rebranded Tropical Joe. Yes, Tropical
Yes,
Yeti is no longer
Gonzo.
Tropical. You want to plug?
Yes,
you want to plug all your stuff? Plug all your stuff.
We can do that at the end.
We'll do that at the end.
And then do, as you can see by the sweatshirt.
There he is. There he is. That's cute. I like that. And then, like we said last week, or I guess it was 3 days ago, recently relocated Mizu. How we doing?
Doing good. What's up, everyone?
All right. All right. So, really big week, like we said. Really big 3 days. Everything comes out on weekends. Because why not? You know, why not put everything on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, respectively? So we have 2 days to get our notes down and flip it back. But we'll start where we usually start. Falcon in the Winter Soldier. Not heavy on action, but heavy on commentary. Oh my God. Heavy, important, pointed episode. I don't even know where to start with it. Jose, take it over for me.
I think right now the biggest thing is obviously addressing the multiple elephants in the room. There's no more space for interpretation, right? No more space for people to just draw comments.
Everything we talked about last week.
Yep.
Confirmed completely.
You're reaching. Yeah. No, you're not. It was stated plain black and white, right?
Literally.
Will the United States military accept a black Captain America? So we addressed that. We addressed the topic of obviously the morality of what John Walker did, because he obviously made waves in the MCU, quite literally on a global stage in episode number 4. We covered that. We also covered Sam coming to grasp with this reality that he is the successor, right? Am I built like that? You know, I built like that? So he came. We're going to talk about that. And also, I would say for John Walker, like this episode was also a turning point, right? You got hit. You got hit with both ends of the sword. You feel me? It's a double. With great power comes great responsibility, like another very famous Marvel character said. There's a lot to unpack here. I obviously have my own opinions, but I wanted to check Mizu and Nick. What do you guys have for me first?
Mizu, go off.
Like you guys said earlier, there's no room for interpretation. They made it clear as day of what the commentary and what the themes of this show is going to be about, and that is racism.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's unfortunate too, because like, again, it was clear as day what the themes were, but you had so many people who were like, no, keep that stuff out of Marvel, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's just, to me, when people say that, it's just very weird, but it was like clear as day, especially with the conversation between Sam and Isaiah Bradley. And man, like for me personally, that really hit home, because I personally throughout my life heard stuff like Isaiah Bradley. He reminded me of some of my family members or older family members and people that I knew. And I just thought that was fantastic. And I was low-key kind of surprised to see that, you know, the MCU would even tackle such a conversation, because, you know, they could have sidebarred this. They could have maybe, you know, talked about it a little bit and then just, you know, move on from there. But no, they really took the time to dive into that. And the part I would love to shout out the MCU for is that I like how they basically kept Isaiah Bradley's origin story and how he became who he was. And it's pretty much verbatim what happened in the comics.
From
like,
Truth.
Except for one slight change.
From Truth in 2003. Yeah.
Yeah. Except for one slight change. That was only one thing that they did differently. In the comics, the reason in the comics, it was his reason being jail was a lot more pettier in the comics than it was in the show. In the show, he was thrown in jail for saving his comrades. But in the comic book, it was the same thing to a point where, yeah, he saved his comrades, but what got him jailed is that he stole Captain America's costume.
Yeah.
And that's what got him thrown in jail.
After the 4 other black super soldiers who he was created with all died in front of him, mind you, and he's the only survivor of, no. I literally had a note. I was watching it, like, to go off what you were saying. I said, good for Disney for being so on point with today's America. And I saw that and I was watching it, and it's obviously the connections that they're trying to make is to Tuskegee, the Tuskegee syphilis trials, 40 years of Black Americans being tested on an untreated syphilis, many of them not knowing what it was, many of them being told that they were going to be receiving medical care, and then obviously never did. So it's very clear that's what Truth was about in 2003. And again, if you guys haven't read Truth, it's a very definitely drawn comic. It's very interesting. I highly recommend you go read it, get Isaiah's backstory. But yes, I literally wrote down like, this was incredible. I was like, this was very, very good, because if Disney, this thing, like, you're like, oh, keep it separate, keep superheroes in like politics separate, but it's not politics. It's not politics. All right, we're not talking politics. Like Disney, or no, Marvel has always been marketed as like, your superheroes, like, it's like the world outside your windows was the OG like Marvel branding, and that is unfortunately the world outside our windows. Like, these things happen, you know. And on top of, and here's the thing is, and this is probably going to be talked about less than Sam's storyline, because Sam's storyline is definitely more pointed, but John Walker is also very representative of another systemic problem in America. And that is like the military industrial complex of taking men, turning them into weapons, and then doing nothing when they get back. Like, his line saying, "You made me." Like, you made me. Yeah, you built me. Like, and now he gets dropped like that. Like, the second it's inconvenient for him to be there anymore, gone. See you later. No support. And that I think is maybe not like, I'm not gonna do apples to oranges here, but like, that is also an incredibly important message coming out of this week's episode.
Yeah, and another thing that it all revolves around this central idea, right? Which I'm glad that Marvel's taking this approach. Not only are we discussing the relationship between the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we're also discussing the legacy of that shield, right? What that shield represents, what that shield means, both for them and the people that they protect. So the legacy of the Captain America shield is complicated because it harkens back to those ideals, right? What the person that holds that shield not only represents the interests of the United States of America, but it also represents the truth, justice, and the American way, right? Like, that's exactly what it represents in the Marvelverse. And so it's really exciting to see Marvel cover the tough questions. Like, is this person who has been chosen? This person was chosen by the previous wielder to be his successor. He's proven his valor. He's proven his conviction. He's publicly stated, "I will not take the serum." So that's big. That's big. Like, in a world where literally a building could drop on you, and unless you're close to one of the big Avengers, like, you're gonna be toast.
You're gone.
He has decided to choose hard work over the easy way out, which is the opposite to what we saw John Walker do. Which is really important. And one of the things that I think we have to talk about, like, now that we're going deeper into the episode, is Falcon, or Sam, first of all, letting go, right, of the Falcon persona and telling Torres to keep the wings, right? Because as we saw, if you haven't seen the episode, I don't know where you've been, but the first scene of the episode is essentially Bucky and Sam getting their first round at John Walker together, right? And lots of punches were thrown, lots of great combos. We got a WWE move at the end for those of you that know the Dudley Boys. So that was great. But John Walker was literally probably 2 seconds away from banishing Sam to the Shadow Realm. Like, he was not going to stop
smashing people. Yeah. I think he's addicted to it. I
Yeah,
think
bro.
because he tried it on Bucky, he tried it on Sam. He just got the blood was still wet. He
Mhm.
just loves that move.
Exactly. And that's where we see Sam basically literally figuratively and literally letting go of the wings, right? And accepting the mantle of being like, look, that was me, but I have to take on this burden that I was that I was chosen to take on this burden, and I know I can do it. So we saw training montages, we saw a lot of stuff, but obviously the emotional center of the episode was, look, if you're gonna make that transition, you have to face the reality head on. And that conversation with Isaiah, I literally, like, I had a few tears like coming down my face.
Yeah.
And when Isaiah said that, like, they erased me and they've been doing that for 500 years, that literally just like broke me. I was like, dude, Marvel, like, dude, like I was about to clap because I was like, you're literally hitting that note on something so important. Because, like, there's very few things that an entire community or entire country or entire, like, species can call upon, right? And art is one of them. Art is a thing that everybody can enjoy, right? We can all have our opinions, we can all have our criticisms, but art is something that we can all enjoy. And Marvel and Disney are currently at the head of one of the most popular pieces of art in the entire zeitgeist of that is popular culture. And you're literally throwing our own issues, which we deal with on a daily basis, not just in the US, but there's other instances of prejudice and racism and classism in the entire rest of the world. But you're throwing it at your face like, will a person of your skin tone, will somebody from your ethnic group be considered a symbol for your people? And the biggest thing for me was when he said, no self-respecting black man would want to wear that shield.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. For Isaiah to be saying that the man that was supposed to be, like, the one that he was supposed to be Steve's, like, technically partner / successor, but like, that was important. That was important, right? And now I'm glad that we can put all of the, like, the divisive comments in Twitter and in TikTok to bed, which I have my own opinions on because of what happened to Juju. But, like, we can put that to bed. Marvel is very straightforward. This show and the commentary, like, moving forward, will be deep, will be hard to swallow, but it's important conversations to have. What were your opinions on the training montage? Like, do you guys think Sam is worthy?
Okay. But I'm sorry, Mizu. I just got a very quick point here. When he was doing the flips, it was so obvious it was a body double, and it was so I took me out of it immediately. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's not him. I was like, it's not him at all. And it was like what otherwise was a very serious episode put a huge smile on my face because, like, that's not him at all. But besides that, yeah. And a quick point to go back to it is we were talking, with great power comes great responsibility, right? Disney has great power, therefore their great responsibility is to make stories about things that are poignant, and that's what they're doing. And like, so for that, hats off to Disney. Mizu, go.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely agree with you. I watched it multiple times. I replayed it multiple times, looking at
so obvious.
Like,
that's so obvious.
That's not Sam. That's not Anthony Mackie right there.
No.
But I mean, at first, like, when I saw him doing his training montage, I was also skeptical a little bit. Like, would he be able to, like, hold up, even though he doesn't have the super soldier serum? And plus, I also had the question of how is he able to throw that shield like that? And of course, someone on TikTok explained it very well. That the shield itself. Oh yeah, someone explained, like, basically the science behind the shield. Because at first, like myself, I was thinking, how can he throw the shield like Captain America? He doesn't have the serum, and they explained that the shield is very light, actually. No, the appearance of it, it's very light because of the vibranium, and vibranium absorbs vibrations and things of that nature. So it's easy. I mean, and there are plenty of examples throughout the MCU where we see characters who aren't Captain America wield the shield very easily. We've seen them. There's a whole scene where Clint, Hawkeye, throws it very easily. There's a deleted scene from Black Widow who uses it, which I'm so mad that this is a deleted scene, but there's a whole deleted scene where Black Widow has the shield and she's kicking ass with it. Like,
really?
She is destroying it. I was like, why did they delete this scene? This scene was fantastic. But
even John Walker before the serum was we saw a training video of him just straight up whipping it.
Yep.
It's why I thought he was a super soldier already, because I saw him like tossing it, and I was like, okay, yeah, another super soldier.
No, but and then of course, the last thing, as Spider-Man said, like the shield disobeys the laws of physics. So, but I think overall, we just got to see him more in action. Of course, the little training montage. But the one thing I am low-key trying to segue a little bit is they didn't give us what the suit looked like. I was so sitting here like, what does the suit look like? What he got? And
is it made out of vibranium?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean, we're going way down the line here, and we can obviously go back, but like, so I see that, right? And we're talking about the symbolism. We're talking about like, all of the cultural like stuff that's going on. Are we heading towards him being the next Black Panther?
No.
No.
I mean, I don't think so. I think that mantle's going to go to Shuri, or they're not going to carry it.
I think that's the very much the logical play. But like now, like we're like, it's like, is Disney getting caught up in its own momentum and being like, take it, like.
Can we just talk about the fact that Bucky called in a $5 billion favor with Shuri
after they were like, don't come to Wakanda?
Because that suit is literally made of vibranium, and it's probably worth around $5 billion. Like he called it a $5 billion favor. Mizu, let me know.
First of all, go with that. This is my next question. Why is the Wakandans giving out vibranium so easily like this, in a way, in my opinion? So think about it. Like, you got the little shield things that they gave Captain America in
the two little
triangles. Yeah, the gauntlets.
The gauntlets. Then you got Bucky's arm, and then I guess they have a lot of trust in him for. I mean, what happens if he gets captured and they just take the arm? They don't really want him, but they take his arm.
Yeah.
And then now this suit. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, because usually, especially from, of course, the comic book versions of the Wakandans, they are very hesitant, and I mean super hesitant to give people vibranium. Heck, they actually make it a mission to go find other people who have vibranium. There's actually a whole comic strip where Black Panther, for the first time meeting Captain America, the first thing he does is tell him to give him back the shield. And of course, Captain America's like, what do you mean? And he's just like, that has vibranium, therefore it belongs to us, therefore you can't have it. Yeah. And
they even addressed that in the episode. They said the government doesn't own that. It's a legal gray area. Like it's their they're acknowledging like they don't own this. Like that's almost the entire plot of Black Panther. Yep. Is Claw is like looking for vibranium, and they're like, no, ours. Stay away. Us. And so like I guess it probably plays into Thanos, coming around, the battle being fought in Wakanda. It's the most open. The White Wolf. It's the most open we've ever seen Wakanda. And also, obviously, in like universe to universe, the difference is very large in how much vibranium they have. But from what we've seen, i.e. Deathmonger versus Black Panther, in that like there's tunnels. The comet that hit them is massive here. So I think that's probably why. It's because we have an open Wakanda, and also they have a lot of it. But yes, it is very weird that they're just sugar daddying it out here,
and that like money.
Yeah, absolutely. And so like it was kind of funny though, because if we're talking about the training scene, so Sam and Bucky are there, and they're tossing it, and they're both catching it, like both Sam and Bucky are tossing it, it's bouncing off things, they're both catching it perfect. And then you go to the training scene and Sam can't catch the shield. And I'm like, what? Do you need Bucky here to catch it? Like, what happened? I was like, how, did you lose the ability you had 2 seconds ago? What happened there?
I think it's because of him doing the aerodynamic flipping. That's what mine, because at first I was sitting there like, well, yeah, you were throwing it earlier. But then again, he's doing all these flips and tricks while trying to catch it. So I think that was the thing, he was trying to learn how to do all those, Steve-based techniques. Because Steve be flipping all over the place with the shield. That'd just be crazy. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But I think that's why he wasn't really being able to catch it at first.
Also, was I the only person who noticed his cousins call him Uncle Sam?
Yeah.
He's going on a run, and they're like, Uncle Sam. And I'm like, holy shit. Uncle Sam is Captain. I was like, I don't know how I didn't it was right there in front of me the entire time. Somehow I missed it.
And he's running on the right, leaving space on his left.
Oh, for Steve. And speaking of Steve, is John stronger than Steve? Is Strong? Okay, listen. And listen, before obviously no one wants to admit it. But who 1v1'd Steve to a standstill? Bucky. Who couldn't 1v1 John to a standstill? Bucky. They needed to team up to fight him. And even then, I don't, it was like, is it close?
I mean,
I think
yeah, you can go.
I think it's two reasons. Like, first one is, I think just plot convenience to make it seem like he's a threat, like make it seem like it's even. But I think the second reason is, going off of the military experience, I feel like John Walker is more trained than both of them. So specifically Captain America, and there's no shade to Captain America, but it's like Captain America didn't have the same training as John Walker did. You just heard John Walker has three medals of honors.
Yeah.
No, that's, first of all, no person in the history of right now has got that many. That's a lot. And a lot of all these other feats that he has as a soldier. So I think as a soldier, I think he was more skilled in that area. But of course, Captain America, Steve Rogers has more experience, fighting crazy stuff like aliens and superhumans and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think I'm still gonna go with maybe just for plot, just to make it seem even and there's a scuffle going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even beyond that, while we're speaking of John Walker, which we have to talking about suiting up. John Walker is about to come in with the business on the final episode, but obviously we gotta talk about like the big plot for him in the episode, which was coming face to face with the Senate, right? The U.S. Senate, and being like, okay, what are the consequences? And it's so, it fits into today so well that like just because of what you've done for like in your service, that's the only reason that you're not in handcuffs. And I'm like, damn, like this man did that like in front of all those phone cameras, in front of everybody on foreign soil, and he still got away with it. He still got away. He didn't get the benefits. He didn't get what every other like soldier gets, and like other than honorably discharged. But still, he literally used the U.S. symbol of like hope and peace to beat somebody to a pulp, and he still got away with it. So and that segued into the cameo by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which we could also talk about. But I just wanted to get your opinion on like, was the punishment fair? What did you guys think he should have gone more? Or what do you guys think?
You know what? I actually haven't thought about it. Because during that moment, it was like, I was like, if you replace Captain America in that entire segment with the word veteran, and you have a very realistic conversation that happens very frequently. And so I was watching it and I was like, because I said earlier, I was like, this is how like the meat machine that is the military industrial complex. Like we build the country, like the economy is built on the backs of men who we recycle. And so I was watching that and I was like, I didn't even think like, is that inadequate? Because like he loses his pension, he loses all abilities, but like, yeah, he is still walking around after sculling a dude. But like, that's the thing though, is it's that gray area of war, this is a guy who has 3 medals of honor, and you don't get a medal of honor for giving out ice creams. You get a medal of honor for killing people. And that's why he says it's the worst day of my life. You don't walk away with a medal of honor without blood on your hands. And so like, yes, obvious unjustified kill, obviously, like very out of bounds, as Guy Fieri would say. But like, I hadn't thought of that. I don't want to come out and be like, yeah, murder justified, because that wasn't the guy who killed Leon. And I mean, yes, technically, was he aiding and abetting a mass murder? Yeah. But no, I think probably, yeah, jail would have been good. Military barracks would have been pretty good. How about you,
Mizo?
I definitely think he should have got jail. As a person with a military background, this is kind of not surprising to me. There are plenty of people that I don't personally know, but I witnessed some cases where there are like higher up officials who done terrible things, but their only punishment is how we call it, quote unquote, early retirement,
Yeah.
or things of that nature. Like, oh, they get a general discharge, things of that nature. Like, and I was not surprised at all with the verdict of John Walker, because that's very much the military right there. I was like, oh, yep, he definitely just walked away with it. And honestly, for me, I wasn't surprised. And of course, it goes into the whole conversation about white privilege as well. How he just walked away from doing something like that, killed a person on camera, 4K, killed a man in front of civilians in a foreign country, and got away with it. And the part that was kind of a red flag with me, what he was saying, which is very true, because he does feel like a tool being used. But the one red flag that got me was he basically said, I was doing my job, I was following orders. And right now in our current military climate, we're not supposed to think like that.
No,
we're not supposed to. It doesn't matter what the order is. If it is morally messed up, we are obligated to not obey such an order.
That just following orders,
exactly. Like if a captain, like for me, like if a captain told me to go kill these civilians because they might be a threat, I don't have to obey that, because that's morally messed up. I can't obey something like that. But there was a time where that was okay, where you can be like, oh, I was following orders. We have many cases back in the day where, oh, I was just following orders. They keep saying that. And John may not have said the words exactly, but he alluded to saying that.
Yeah.
Like I was following your mandate. I live my life by your mandate.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, hold on. John, like I get that, but at the same time, you can't say stuff like that.
It kind of plays into the perfect soldier thing, into the literal super soldier, because a super soldier, while being incredibly strong and while being, like maybe tactically very intelligent, also would, if we're talking from a governmental standpoint, would listen to all orders. It would be like if Bucky met Captain America, a brainwashed, very powerful, like man or woman, so yeah, it definitely plays into that super soldier thing. But since we are talking John, we got a Seinfeld cameo. I haven't seen, I'm sorry, you said her name earlier, Jose.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes. Who is she?
Well, you can go, Mizu.
Oh no, I was just saying that's why because I've seen this woman before. Like, why is this
Seinfeld
so familiar to me?
And
he said Seinfeld. That makes sense.
Yeah, Anne Veep. She is the vice president.
Veep.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
So the full name is Contessa Valentina Allegra da Fontaine, and if you don't know who that is, she's Madame Hydra. So she's an Italian. She's an Italian, well, Russian/Italian reformed special agent, right? She was involved with Hydra. She's involved with a lot of people. Like she's very high up, right? She's had involvements with the Punisher, with people from the British Superhuman Registration Act, like lots of like small but very important changing points politically within the Avengers zeitgeist. She's been at the helm, and she does become Madame Hydra in the end. I thought she was going to be like the power broker. I was like, what, where's this cameo that everybody keeps talking about? When they said her name, I was like, oh, I don't remember. Like, I haven't read that many comics with her in it, but I definitely remember her name. And so I had to like do a little research. I was like, I don't remember who she was. And like, when I saw her in the costume, it's like a full like green costume with her like beady white eyes. I'm like, oh, Madame Hydra. I definitely seen her before.
Okay.
She's basically going to be like the, what's the name? What's the name of the leader of the Suicide Squad? I forgot.
I know you're talking about
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller. She's basically
DC guy right here.
Yeah, she's basically a Marvel version of that, but she's actually like evil. she's actually like gray area.
I mean, Amanda Waller does put bombs in people's skulls. So
you gotta do what you gotta do to control the Joker. But
that's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, that's who she is. That was the big cameo. At least for that episode. And yeah, I'm still, bro, Nick, I'm still is Sharon the power broker. I don't know. We haven't seen her in an episode and a half. Or like,
guys, listen, it's on camera. It's on camera. If I call it this like weeks in advance, I'm gonna be you will not hear the end of it from me. Okay, because George St. Pierre was in the episode, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time.
And he's called George.
And his name was George because he definitely doesn't know how to act. And they were just like, listen, we don't want you forgetting. So your name is George. They said that the Falcon, he was in the first episode. He was the guy who was flying in the first episode.
Yeah, he wants to kill Falcon because of what happened in the first episode.
So what were they selling? What was that?
I think those are bombs, right?
Yeah, they were bombs.
I believe they were illegal weapons, I believe. Like high-tech illegal weapons. Probably. Yeah.
Carly is going AWOL. And also, like, we verified that. She's off the rails now. She's got to go. She's got to go, man.
Here's the thing. I'm coming from the other side. You know how we've been talking this whole time about how we've been waiting for Carly to turn into the big bad. I think my literal first note on this episode, John Walker, the big bad, ? Question mark. I think we're diverting away from the Flag Smashers. I think the Flag Smashers may actually become a sub-story to the Hydra John Walker arc.
Means to an end.
Yes. Listen, I want them to be the big bad as well, but there's a reason that they made Sam look like he's breaking through to Carly. All right, I think they want you to think of her as morally gray. It's a reason that, like, all right, Thanos snapping half the universe away. That your average empathetic human can identify that is morally just wrong. Just you shouldn't do that. When having all power, don't kill half. But Carly, I think there's enough moral gray space in her argument that I feel it coming. Just the same way I feel Shannon being the power broker. I feel John Walker becoming the big bad, and maybe just maybe a power or a Flag Smasher sub story kind of. And tell me if I'm out. Tell me if I'm out of bounds. I'm doing Guy Fieri all day.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a similar idea, but kind of flip it. I think that the Flag Smasher is still going to be the main point for them. I think Falcon is going to come in and stop the Flag Smashers from taking over the GRC. And then I think it'll be teased that maybe at the end, or maybe he might just show up mid-fight, John Walker with his whole U.S. agent debut.
Yeah.
Or maybe at the very end, you'll tease him as a potential bad guy in future films or TV shows or whatever. So
we're not getting a season 2, are we?
That hasn't been confirmed. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't really like make this is like a transitionary period, I think.
Yeah.
Because COVID.
Yeah. All right, keep going, Mizu.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really see the Flag Smashers being around after this show per se, but I definitely see John Walker continuing on. Definitely can see John Walker continuing in future installments for whatever they do with his character. But that's just my hunch. So pretty much like yours, but I think the opposite.
Okay, Jose.
That makes sense. I think
what makes sense? Me, which side? Which side? Two sides.
I honestly don't see the Flag Smashers going beyond this show. If I'm being perfectly honest, like they could. Yeah, they could drag it out. But bro, you're dealing with so many threads, and we have to think about this, man. Like this is serving as basically the epilogue for Endgame, right? All these shows are the epilogue for the big drawn out epilogue for Endgame. But baby, we got a lot of new faces showing up soon. Like we have the Young Avengers, we have the Eternals, the New Mutants. We have a little bit ragtag group of people called the X-Men coming very soon.
Those
so
Deadpool's
like
friends?
Yeah, kind of. So sort of. You got to think about it. Like and that's something that, for example, another TikTok creator, Soups, was talking about today. One of Marvel's biggest problems is you have too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Like when are we going to start get running into the issue of like the logical thing we're gonna see of like, oh, if this is happening in New York, where the hell's Doctor Strange? He's 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Like there's so many new heroes coming in that Marvel is like obviously tying all the loose ends, trying to make sure, okay, who are going to be the primary characters, right? The MCs of the next new phases, because obviously
like your sweatshirt, but part 2.
Yes, sir. And like you also have to handle a lot of big personalities. You also have to handle the fact, like, look, even Hulk hasn't had his own movie. Like the Hulk doesn't have his own movie by.
Well, I mean,
yes.
I mean, Mark Ruffalo hasn't had his own movie.
Yes, but no. And think about it, like Thor has got a few movies left, but I don't see him like taking that mantle on. Hashtag Natalie Portman, make her Thor forever. Yes,
she Thor. or give us better Beta Ray Bill. Beta
Ray Bill. We still haven't seen Adam Warlock. And he's been chilling in that cocoon forever. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 can't come like quick enough. But like all this side commentary is just to reiterate the fact that all these shows are good and dandy, but I think they're going to be leading up to a greater role, right? So as we know, Marvel, I think, canceled or put a stop to the like all the other shows that were going in tandem. So like Daredevil is like it was canceled because like they obviously wanted to bring the character into the MCU. They stopped like
Punisher.
Punisher, Iron Fist, like all that stuff. Like
a war crime. That show is so good.
It's so good. And then it's like all these shows create branching timelines because everything's happening at the same time. So like now that we're touching with the big guys, like with the big guns, like Loki is going on a time cop adventure. We have the Multiverse of Madness. We have Spider-Man. That's another big news. We officially have Alfred Molina and he's playing Doc Ock, baby.
Yes.
Bro, he's officially playing Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. Like it's the same guy. So there's what I've been saying, and I'll leave it up to you guys to talk about, like, and as we start wrapping up with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the future of the multiverse, right? We have so many people now. We have a new Captain America. We have a new who else? A new Falcon soon with Torres. Like and like
is that do you think that's what's happening?
He is the
Falcon.
Yes,
definitely.
Like we know that.
Yeah. Comic wise,
I wrote Torres is mole ? So I think we went in different directions. I was like they're giving because it makes sense now that you're saying it, but I was like they're giving this guy too much screen time. I was like, who is this? Why is he getting so much screen time? Why is he so curious about the tech? I was like, Torres is mole.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes way more sense. All right.
Yes. I'm
sus on everyone.
Reddit sus. Yeah. So Joaquin Torres is technically the Falcon too. So that's gonna be fun. And obviously we have a huge slate of movies that I'm super excited for, and I wanted to get your opinions on like where do you see these shows going multiverse wise once we go straight into Fantastic Four, X-Men, all that stuff.
I mean, that's the thing. That's like there's still a lot. Like as much as we know is coming down the pipe, there's still stuff up in the air. We're still trying to get Deadpool in. We want a Deadpool and Spidey movie. Like what happens with that? Like
Venom.
Is Venom coming back? How is the Sonyverse coming in? Like because Sony and Disney are now starting to cooperate because they're like, listen, we could make $1 billion if we just worked together. And so now you have all of that. Like, do we build a separate Spider-Verse? Do we bring the Spider-Verse in? I think they have a lot of pans on the fire, but if there's anybody who knows how to cook, it's the mouse. All right, it's the mouse. Okay, I'm a Patriots fan. Like I listen, I have innate faith that Bill Belichick will figure things out. I have innate faith that Disney, who has been the biggest thing in entertainment for the past 70 years, is gonna figure it out. All right. I mean, or they could do the Star Wars trilogy part 2 and just jumble everything. Who knows? Maybe I'm in the wrong boat, but I have a little bit of faith. Me too. What do you think?
I pray that doesn't happen with the MCU with what's going on with Star Wars. But like I said, I definitely agree with Nick. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm happy to see all these upcoming shows and movies. Especially for me personally, I've been telling my wife for the past 3 years that Wakanda Black Panther needs its own TV show. Wakanda itself, the country, needs its own TV show because all the stuff that transpires in it is fantastic. It deserves it. And when I heard that they are making a show for it, I was ecstatic.
Am I behind the eight ball here? That's happening?
Yes, they brought up that they're making a Wakanda TV show. And overall,
wow,
my biggest thing is as long as they can make it make sense, the writing is good and it's not all over the place and, it doesn't start actually reflecting the comic books and like all the, loose ends and plot on top of plot. And, you don't want that kind of, inconsistent continuity. And the continuity in the MCU has been pretty good. And especially with these shows, I appreciate these shows because they answer all the questions that we didn't get in the movies. Like, I'm not going to lie, WandaVision changed my viewpoint of Avengers Age of Ultron because it's not my favorite one. I thought it was pretty bad until the show explained it more and it gave it more depth. So when I watch it now, I'm just like, okay, this means more.
Makes
this
sense.
is
I
a lot better.
It's making
exactly, and it's basically fixing all their poorly done movies and making them look better.
You're telling me Thor 2 has been fixed?
Nope.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
What TV show is going to fix Thor 2? We're watching the Wakanda TV show and you're like, oh my God, Thor 2 makes sense now. I get it now.
Trash.
You never know.
Yeah, and Disney, please take a lesson from Mulan. If you're making a Wakanda show, just like please use Black producers, Black writers. Come on, like just
get
the actors,
Shonda Rhimes
like the
in the room.
All that matters. The actors aren't all that matters.
Hey,
I'll
do it. If you're watching this, I'll do it for free.
That's
you just help me out. Like
that's free labor right there.
I don't want to ask for nothing. You don't even put my name in the title.
It's a request. Yeah. No, I like. All right, yeah. Mizu for Disney. Mizu for all right. Hit a million. Yeah. We'll have some clout at a million.
Yeah.
Okay. Any last points on Falcon?
At least for me, I'm excited to see where the Marvel universe is going. Right. We're gonna see Falcon's new suit. Right. It's already announced through the promotional material and the toys. We're gonna see John Walker in that black
toys
suit.
Lead everything, baby. That's what.
Yep. We're gonna see John Walker in that black suit. We're gonna see a lot of great cameos, I think, in the coming series. I'm really excited for the multiverse. And just one last note for the people that don't want to address the elephant in the room. I want to just let you know on a little secret. It's not always political, but comic books have always been political. And if you don't believe me, you can check for a comic strip where everybody's favorite superhero, Superman, goes toe-to-toe with a right hook against Adolf Hitler himself.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. Google it. Yeah. So
guys, killing Nazis is political. All right.
Yeah, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eye and be like, am I going to be part of the problem or part of the solution? And that's my last thing on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. How about yourselves?
If a $1 trillion company is like, hey, it's probably important we talk about this. Like, listen, could they have gone this entire season without doing it? Yeah. But they know with great power comes great responsibility, and it is their responsibility to make these things known, to make these things talked about. Okay, because it is a very stunning visualization of what should be talked about, what is talking about. I mean, Jesus Christ, Derek Chauvin is in court right now, and we won't get into that. But like this is going on right now. It is the world outside your windows. That is what Marvel is. And if you can't get your head out of the sand and realize that, I'm sorry, I can't fix you.
Definitely want to piggyback on both of you. And honestly, you guys also got to understand is that if they didn't do this stuff, it actually would be a disservice to the characters because Stan Lee and other writers down the Marvel comic book chain all did these for a reason. Even Stan Lee, people don't realize this, but in parts of the comic books, like in the beginning or the end of it, Stan Lee will leave a little passage basically talking about how racism is like awful, bigotry, things of that nature. It's always been political. Almost every hero has some type of political message involved in them. You know, Iron Man with the weapon industrial complex. You know, Captain America, the military, Wakanda, isolated country. Exactly. Like there's so many commentary, and you take all that stuff out, you're honestly doing a disservice to the characters that you love most, because that's what makes them interesting, not just some random little short of Spider-Man going to go stop a milkman. There's no link. There's no meaning behind that. Okay, he saved the milkman, but why? And like, come on, like that stuff would be boring. And frankly, that's another thing. Me personally, it would be boring if it wasn't political.
Yeah, guys, there's a character called Black Panther, right? Like, I mean, yes, they're not influenced by each other technically, but come on, like, let's be real here. This exists. This is reality, right? It's not Thanos snap. Okay, this is the reality we live in. All right, good.
Yes,
good?
sir.
All right, MHA, you and me, Mizu, you and me. Incredible episode.
Fantastic episode.
So much fun. You got what you wanted. You're getting what you wanted, and you're about to have a lot more of it. So come on, tell me what you thought.
First of all, Shinzo's a goat. They keep sleeping on this man.
First note I wrote.
They're sleeping on this man. Yes, maybe his quirk seems kind of mundane at first, like, oh man, he's only limited to his speech, and after that he can't do anything else. But no, man, he has shown that he is very capable. And first of all, I should just shout out both teams, because both teams, I was sitting here like, I didn't know who was going to win. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here like, yeah, and that dude with the beast quirk, that kid, I was like, dude, that's a whole kid.
I lied earlier. My first note is the Beast Boy is wicked OP. That was my first note. And
I'm not gonna lie to you, I had to keep reminding myself that that's a boy, that's a child, because I was just thinking that's a grown man.
Imagine that coming out of you. You're like, Maury, whose baby is this? Did I have sex with Yeti? What happened? I don't like what happened here?
That kid with the beast quirk is insane. That was, I didn't expect it to be that like OP. And especially his whole ability to sense stuff, like his whole smelling sense.
GPS smell. Running through walls like Juggernaut. Like when he was running towards Shinzo at the end of the episode, just knocking shit out of the way. And he was like, there's 3 frappies coming at us. And he would like see where each one was. We don't need Endeavor. We don't. Like, just get that guy a suit and we're okay. Like, why are we not putting that guy out front? All right. Like, oh no, All Might's gone. We got Juggernaut with GPS smell. We're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't for Frappy and her other part of her quirk, yeah, they wouldn't have, that plan would have not gone through very well.
The toxic mucus. I'm surprised I haven't seen more TikTok videos about the toxic mucus, because there's a lot of places you could have gone with that scene. We won't get too deep into that. But yeah, no, that was awesome. And then also, I had Kaminari's literally Pikachu. Like there's a joke. There's a long-standing joke that Kaminari's literally Pikachu. But like, he was like, haha, you grabbed me. And then it was like, the whole plan was just to get grabbed and then lightning bolt. I was like, that's literally Ash holding Pikachu and just getting lightning bolted like over and over and over again. And I was like, that is his whole ability, is just Thunderbolt.
For real. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised that Kaminari didn't like, buzz out like he did, because there was a lot of lightning he was using. And I was like, he didn't short circuit like he usually does. He came a long way. Yeah, he came a long way. So he's improving. So I'm happy about that.
And I think, so we've done 1A versus 1B before, right? Like we've done that. We've had these fights. I think the biggest point of this episode was exactly that. We've come a long way. Because I mean, the air prison guy, which is, by the way, is just Perfect Cube from Seven Deadly Sins. That's Merlin. That is so powerful. Like this man is just creating prisons that they, like, first off, clearly are very hard to get through. Like Shinzu without the help of others wasn't getting out of that. Like, yes, you could say like people like One for All, what is that gonna like, or All for One, what is that gonna do against? Nothing until he works on it. And people like All Might, what is that gonna do? Nothing until he works on it. But it's shown that he already scaled up substantially in strength of how strong he can make that air prison. How you do that? No idea. Maybe it's in the diet. But like, that's really cool, because we've been introduced to these characters what feels like a long time ago. God, I forgot about the Smooth Criminal arc. Anyways, and not Smooth Criminal, Gentle Criminal. And now we're like, Michael Jackson song in the brain apparently, but now we have these new characters that have come super far, and we're seeing like this is the next generation of heroes. And like, yeah, sure, they're fighting right now, sure, they're villains, but at the end of the day, all of these people are on the same side. And this Vine girl, also, since we're making connections, just Poison Ivy, like with a Jesus affinity is what she is, and she is incredible. Like she's like she's the support of all supports.
Definitely. I was also a little bit surprised by her quirk as well.
Yeah.
And how she was able to utilize it. And I was like, dang, her and Kaminari are going against each other, because for those who don't remember, they went against each other back in the festival arc during the sports festival, and Kaminari lost just out the gate by her. So I was just like, oh, dang, this is going to happen all over again. Even Kaminari realized that, like, oh, he said, wait, that Vine girl's on the team, like on the other side? He's like, man, I can't deal with her.
Oh, no, not the Vines again. And my thing was, Shinzu actually, like, from a real world perspective, and I don't know if either of you guys know about the Navajo, like the fact that in World War II we used Navajo people to as communication bases, because no one outside of Native Americans, even more specifically than Native Americans, the Navajo tribe speaks Navajo, and so it was like that. It was like he broke down communications. It was like code breaking in the real world. Like, you can now not talk to your teammates at all because you don't know whose voice that is. Like, not only did he get Beast Boy in Apaka Beast, which is a great name. Not only did he get Apaka Beast in the beginning, he then gets Vine's girl, whose name is just Vine's girl, to me at least. And like, that is huge. And then Apaka Beast goes sprinting off, and he doesn't listen to the Dragon Scale guy, Dragon Shroud, who's, by the way, just Red Riot with a machine gun, and he doesn't listen to him because he can't. He can't. That is so powerful in the right situation.
Yes, definitely. Like, how can you operate as a team without communication?
You can't.
And it is kind of a low-key, it's scary, because think about it, now you can't trust your own teammates' voices, because you never know that it could be Shinzo messing with you, or it could be real, and makes you messed up, and now they needed your help or whatever, and you ignored them. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. Like, there was no way they could get out of that unless they really like pay attention. So that
I like them being like, you're not dozens of steps behind at all. Like, you're not dozens of steps behind at all. You are caught up. You are with us.
I know. He keeps doubting himself, like, man, I'm not good enough yet. I'm like, bro, you killed it. Like, bro, like, you've done a lot more than we expected you to. Yeah, no, that was incredible. It was a really fun episode. I'm really excited for more 1A, 1B battles, because I mean, if we're being 1,000% real, that was straight up side characters. That was all side characters. We didn't have Todoroki. We didn't have Bakugo. I mean, we got Red Riot, who's a fan favorite, of course. But even from 1B, I mean, I think of the 1B characters, is that big fist girl. There's the dude who's always talking shit. But Beast Boy we've never seen before. Air Prison, kind of a background character. Vine's girl obviously had a very funny fight against Kaminari. So those were the side characters. That was the appetizer. Next Sunday or next Saturday, Sunday, it's gonna be going down, and I am so stoked. It's gonna be a great season. It's gonna be a great season, and I know you're happy about it. Cool. Anything else? No, sir.
No, sir. All right. So, Jose.
Yes, sir.
You're catching up on a couple of shows.
Oh yeah, baby.
So you're catching up with Invincible.
Yes,
you're
sir.
on episode 2.
Yep. And I'm on episode 20
of JJK.
And
okay,
that's
so
been
Give us JJK first, and then give us a little Invincible sprinkler.
Okay, so where do I even begin? So as our listeners already know, I'm a big fan of lore building and establishing your characters well and decisively. I absolutely love JJK. I absolutely love it. I love even the relationship even the relationship between the side characters. So like Maki and Mai, I love it. I absolutely adore that conflict and the lies, the deceit. Oh my God. So I can't wait. But just for a little bit of context, I am right at the moment where Besto Friendo himself.
Thank you so much, Besto
Besto
Friendo.
They're fighting Hanami. He just Yuji Itadori just figured out he can use a Black Flash consistently. So now they're fighting together full force. Hanami basically put on the glasses and just like tore down that little bag that she was holding that arm with. She started sprinkling flowers everywhere. So I'm super excited to see that. Right now, I would say who would be my favorite character right now? Because like Fushiguro's obviously got his thing, but bro, I can't believe I'm saying it, but like my favorite character right now is probably Mahito. Like the curse, like it's so wild. Like he's learning on the fly. He's already identified Yuji as his natural mortal enemy, right?
Yes, yeah.
He's every single turn. He's like, okay, I'm learning about myself. He learned domain expansion like 2 seconds away from defeat. Like all that stuff is super cool. Obviously, we're meeting people left, right, and center. Miwa's my waifu, of course. I just love her. We just got a chance.
Hold up. Miwa's blue hair.
Yeah.
The diagonal cut. I made a whole video
waifu.
when that episode came out, and I was like, I want to be in that simple domain.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. She's like, okay. Maybe it's because I'm still obsessed with Demon Slayer. So every time she goes, it's like I was like, total concentration, fifth form.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So Miwa's awesome. Kamo is definitely giving me like bad vibes. I don't like the dude. I don't like him. I don't like it's okay. Like I understand like the arrows are cool. The blood bending is cool.
He's a Hyuga. He's a Hyuga.
Yeah,
he's such Hyuga vibes.
Bro, but I'm like, I'm not. I don't feel it. I don't feel it from him. I'm super convinced that these people like are being led into the fire by their faculty. So like the principal,
they're bad teachers.
The principal sucks. Yoshinobu.
The one from Kyoto,
the old guy. The old guy.
Yeah.
Yoshi. Yeah.
He's metal though. He's metal though.
Yeah. Okay. Yoshinobu. Yeah. She just pulled out his slash interpretation. Pulled out that damn electric guitar, and I'm like, oh.
I got kind of hyped.
I don't even know what he's gonna do with it, but I'm super excited about that. So I'm excited about that. I want to see Gojo again, like just like destroy people. Like I just want to see him come out. Obviously, like the veil is not gonna let him be in the fight, but obviously, me
and Mizu just
Yuji's my dude. Yuji's my dude. But honestly, my favorite fight so far, if I'm being perfectly honest, was between Metal Man. I forgot the Metal Man and Panda.
Mecha Man. It's a very simple name. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, bro, the depth you guys went to in literally like two episodes, like an episode and a half with 2 side characters. I was like, damn, he literally looked like Neo from the Matrix. It's like, oh, like, you don't know what it's like to be lied to all your life and like not be able to leave. I'm like, bro, all that stuff in literally 1 episode, and Panda being like, bro, I'm not a curse. Like I'm not a puppet. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
I'm 2 years old.
I love this. So I absolutely adore that. Obviously, my spirit animal is Toge. Like I could talk about food all day. So I definitely would be him if I was in the JJK universe.
You know what's wild, Jose?
Yeah.
In the early episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, the biggest complaint people had was that there wasn't enough character development.
What?
Yeah, there was JJK was getting a significant amount of flack in the early days of its episodes. People were being like, cool action, nice animation, but I have no character development. And you know,
a lot of characters.
If we're being MHA, we're introducing 24 more characters right now. Like trust me, you can do a lot of characters. But people are like, it's cool that like I'm having this animation, these fight battles. And I can kind of see where they're coming because like we don't know the bad guys' backstories that well outside of obviously the curse who's learning himself, much like I guess like Cell. But like that was the biggest point. And you're right, like that episode with the panda, and you find out that he is not a curse and he's not a human. He's been created, and it's super incredible. So yeah, I really think it was really, really impressive. And the Mecha Man thing being like, listen, I live in constant pain. I just want to live a regular life. And listen, his projection of himself, he's a good looking dude. That's a good looking dude. It's unfortunate he's a robot.
That's very true. I just want to address the fact that we had two Misus right there.
We did have
like
two Misus for a while. I was like, did we get a fourth co-host?
Domain expansion.
I was like, oh yeah. I was like, we got a fourth co-host. I was like, oh my God, we did it. We've been talking about it.
All I did was adjust my earbuds, and all of a sudden I just disappeared off the screen. I was like, "What happened?" You just
shadow cloned is what you did. There was two of you.
Dude, that was awesome.
I mean, awesome.
Love it.
I was just about to say, with the Mecha Man dude, I'm not gonna lie, like I like his story, but it low-key reminded me of this TikTok I saw that was talking about what two videos give up the same energy, and it was showing the Mecha dude talking about what's going on with his body, and then it segued into the SpongeBob thing. You know, the SpongeBob episode where he's talking about chocolate, and this dude was in his thing, like, yes, he's like in his cast, and the guy's like, every day I wake up and break my arms.
Oh my God, you're right. I have glass for skin.
Oh,
yeah. And every time I saw that, I'm just like, I can't unsee it now. So every time I see Mecha Man, I'm like,
oh, that's so bad.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at you, bro. Like your story is very sad, but like.
Yeah, but you're like the guy he's at the top of the stairs and he falls down and just glass noises the whole way down. Oh, you know what? Everything can be brought back to SpongeBob. Everything.
Oh, dude. Oh,
without fail. Okay, and so there's our cake. Give me the frosting. Invincible episode 2. What'd you think?
I haven't finished it. I was watching JJK all day, so like I'll definitely give more updates on Invincible. But I'm a big fan of Mark so far. I still am not completely sure why Omni-Man did what he did, because obviously I haven't seen like everything yet.
Oh, I've had theories for so long and I want to say them. Okay.
Yeah, when I first saw it happen, I was like, he's definitely being controlled. Like, there's no way. But I didn't see it. Like, I didn't see any visual cues. Like, right, I didn't see anything in his eyes except the fact that he didn't talk. Like, while he was doing it, there was no talking. So I couldn't like see him.
He's about that action.
Yeah,
right?
he about that action.
No Twitter fingers on Omni-Man.
Yeah. So like I thought that, and I was like, bro, Jake and Simmons can talk. He likes it. He also likes the sound.
I'm so happy it's J.K. Simmons.
Yes. And so like I was expecting him to say something, or either put them like having them put an accent to like identify that he's like Bizarro or something like that. You feel me? Like some visual or auditory cues of he's like, okay, he's just messed up out of his mind. But he just went through and literally just Mortal Kombat fatality. Great segue right there. Mortal Kombat fatality every single person in the Justice League, including Fishquaman. Fishquaman. Oh my God.
I mean, yeah. So there's Martian Manhunter. There's Aquaman. There's Batman. There's
Hawk Girl,
Flash,
all
Hawk
the Shadow
Girl. Yeah, Wonder Woman God. All right. Yes, you said it.
Yeah.
It's time to get over here.
Oh my God.
We have
test your might,
Kombat.
Baby. Test your might.
We got an MK stand here coming out of Texas, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
I think we might have a Scorpion main on our hands here.
Yes, I was always a Scorpion main.
Oh, so you're this is funny. So you're a Scorpion main. Scorpion. Okay, I'm a Sub-Zero one.
All right, I'm gonna see myself out here.
Sub-Zero is always my guy.
I don't want to be here for the fight.
Sub-Zero. Okay, are you a Bihan guy or a Kuai Liang guy? Or noob Cybot guy, I guess.
Oh
no, I'll say yeah. His
noob
younger
Cybot's
brother
also
Kuai Liang.
What? It's all teleport spam. Noob
Yeah,
Cybot,
it's all
teleport spam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the trailer looks incredible. Obviously, we have it coming up in 5 days now. 5 days. We don't get a lot of good video game adaptations. We just don't. We don't see them translate well to the big screen. But that being said, Mortal Kombat has done it once before in the mid-90s, did a fantastic job, and then, gone to mess it up later down the line. But that's okay. That's okay, because they got once, and no other video game has ever even gotten one, except for maybe Tom Holland as
Drake from Uncharted.
That's the one. I said Tomb Raider. Oh, he looked good in that outfit, though. Yes. So actually, also Tomb Raider movies are okay, but it looks good. Scorpion looks incredible.
Oh, bro.
Sub-Zero looks incredible. Kano is awesome.
Yes.
Tell me. So you're obviously excited.
Yes.
But
So the
what
big thing for me,
specifically,
the
yes.
big thing, bro, first thing, hats off to Warner Brothers, bro. The castings, bro.
Everyone's the right race.
You
Thank
did
God.
it, bro. You
Thank
did
God.
it. You did it. You did it,
How
bro.
hard?
We have Hiroyuki Sanada. You may know him from Westworld. He's playing Scorpion. Right. He's awesome. We got the guy that
who was he in
played
Westworld?
the samurai, the head samurai.
I did not watch season 2. Okay, yes.
Yeah, he's amazing, an amazing actor. I absolutely love him. We also have I don't want to butcher his name, but it's an NG, so Ning Chin Han. Basically, yeah, Ning Chin Han. He is the dude from the Dark Knight. You know, the guy that likes he's good with calculation. The guy that gets like burst into fire by the Joker. He's gonna be Shang Tsung, so he's gonna be like one of the big bads. We got Mikad Brooks as Jax. Jax looks amazing.
He does look good. Those arms are awesome. Did you? So you saw the Red Band trailer, right?
Oh,
so you saw
Melina. I saw Melina too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. So I'm excited. I'm excited for them to cover a universe that has so much lore. It's obviously like really complicated because I don't know where they're gonna start. Because obviously there's divergent. Yeah, there's divergent timelines, right? Because obviously Raiden likes Raiden is the time stone, right? And he likes to fuck with time. Watch with profanity, mess with language, mess with time, more than Doctor Strange. So I'm excited. I wanted to get your guys' opinion. So, like, are you big fans of the series? What are you excited about? Are you excited? Like, what do you think this means for video game movies? All that stuff.
Well, I think the most compelling storyline in Mortal Kombat itself is obviously Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. Like Sub-Zero murders Scorpion's basically entire village, his family, and it's Scorpion's eternal revenge. But we see Sonya's in it, which makes me feel like Johnny Cage might be in it. I'm excited for that. Kano has that eternally sworn rivalry, like kind of a love-hate relationship with that family as well. So I'm excited to see that. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's Scorpion versus Sub-Zero for me. Fire and Ice, Natsu and Gray, you know, Todoroki versus himself. That's what I'm looking for. How about you?
I'm definitely happy to see Mortal Kombat back on the screen because it could be done. Like a lot of video game adapted into movies can be done. They don't put a lot of thought into it because they think about money first and not what transpires. But one thing I will say that is kind of complicated with making video games into movies is sometimes like the plot. And I think that's my main thing right now with Mortal Kombat is like, as how Jose was saying, like what direction are they gonna go with this? What is the plot gonna be like? And who is that character?
Cole Young.
Cole. So yeah, who is that? And that's another thing. It's like, who is it? This is some made up character that just put in it for plot convenience, something like that, because I have no idea who this person is.
I think Cole Young. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be the vehicle. You know, he's the vehicle that takes us into Mortal Kombat because like it's hard to make Scorpion a protagonist.
We already have a vehicle. It's called Liu Kang, bro. We already got.
And that's another thing. See, that's another thing. I was hoping that Liu Kang would be the main character because he's in it. Of course, we see him. He's going to be in the movie, but I thought he was going to be the main character. And I think pretty much throughout the series, he's like the main character for, I think, a good
he wins every tournament. He wins every tournament, bro.
He's the good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else is morally gray.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's what we've seen at least from the later stages of the Mortal Kombat universe, which is great. Like from 9 to 11, which is where we're at right now. The story has progressed in a more character-driven way, right? Like it's not just facing, I forgot what the big dragon is. Onaga, I think is the name of the dragon or whatever. Like we do have like cross-realm like colonization stuff like that, like conquering other worlds, like obviously Shao Kahn. We haven't seen him yet. I don't want to see like a repeat of Annihilation. Just do Shao Kahn like Thanos, do it right. But besides
I hated that fight. Mortal Kombat 10 Shao Kahn fight was the worst fight in video game history.
I know. So like
borderline impossible.
Yeah, and like and that's where I want to see. Like I want to see them make it a character-driven narrative, and like take it like we saw in the trailer, bro. It's essentially like an old samurai movie. Like you have to take it like people fight for honor, some people fight for greed, some people fight because like they just want to fight. But like make it like that. So that's been my main thing. The few sparks, obviously, like this is not just to be like faithful to the source material, which I'm a very big fan of, or at least try to reference it in the right way. At least from the people that have seen the movie so far, because we know that there's certain people that have seen it. It's currently sitting at around a 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10 on IMDb. 64% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is like I don't let myself get guided by Rotten Tomatoes, but
it's actually not bad. Yeah,
it's not bad. And from what I've seen, considering the amount of gore and like violence that they're showing, apparently, I'm like, okay, so we're actually going like we're going Mortal Kombat, like we're gonna see fatalities. And I would like to remind the viewers that may not be aware of the history, the ESRB, so like rated M for mature, was started because of Mortal Kombat. Like, like Mortal Kombat was built like that. Like there were Senate hearings being like, what are video games doing to our youth? It's because of Scorpion flawless victory. Like, so that's why I'm excited.
Spines out of mouths.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited. I'm excited because it's an iconic video game franchise, and I want to know your points, Mizu. I just want to say this last thing. I want to see a big studio take one of these universes, which has so much lore and so much like Dark Souls, Dark Souls. That can be done as well, and like The Witcher, like you can do it.
Witcher,
you can do it. But like I'd like to see a one of the big 5 production houses take one of these juggernauts and do it right. That's what I want. So Mizu, let me know.
I definitely agree with you, Jose, with the whole the gore part, because that's really essential to the whole entire series. And I was also worried about like, so what is the rating for it? What is the movie rating for it?
Oh, if it's anything less than M, I think it
was NC-17? No, there's no way.
No,
there's no way. I was like, there's no way. There's no way they
no, it's absolutely M.
Well, regardless, I was worried about the rating because I hope it is R, because if they pull like a PG-13 and stuff like that, like, because of course, I get it. You want to also hand it off to children, which I don't think
it's R-rated.
It's already good. Because
imagine they do like a finisher and he just like kind of like punches him in the face, like when you mess up the combo and you just tap him in the face and he just falls over. Oh, I would walk out.
I would be pissed off if they do like, no, this is not it. This is a miss.
No.
Like,
they're not gonna X-Men pre-Logan this. Like Logan at any given point should have been pulling people's spines out of their mouths, and they did it in Logan, and they made arguably the 3rd best superhero movie ever made. Personally, number 1 on my list, but that's for a day when we have less TV shows to talk about. But yes,
and it's made by James Wan. Like James, it's not directed by James Wan, but like he produced it, man. And James Wan knows his way around horror movies. He knows his way around big franchises. So I'm sold, bro. I'm sold. I want it.
Yeah. And hopefully this does well. And hopefully with Tom Holland's version of Uncharted with Drake does well. And hopefully opens up more doors for them to turn video games into movies. And plus, here's the thing. If you're watching any of the big companies out here, it's really not that hard. Y'all just be picking the wrong games. Because there are plenty of games that have a crazy good story, crazy good characters that you can easily make that into a movie. You don't even have to do all the work.
Rainbow Six, bro.
Exactly. There are like so many. I'm just thinking off the top of my head.
The movie's already made for Rainbow Six. Look at all the character stories. Like,
not true.
I like just run that. Just put people in there. Oh, that would be so sick. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. So again, this is another prime opportunity for them to get it right. And if it does tank, depending on what, I haven't seen it yet, but because usually when something like that tanks, they blame it like on the people, like, oh, I guess people weren't feeling it. It's like, no, 9 times out of 10, y'all just mess it up. Like,
Assassin's Creed looking so directly at you, just so directly at you. Why? Michael Fassbender? Why? He's German. Ezio's Italian. It's just okay. I don't get too hyped up. I don't get too hyped up.
The only thing that I was gonna say is like, obviously it's April 23rd. We still like have a few days to go. I'm super excited. I've been posting TikToks, Instagrams, everything about Mortal Kombat because I want people to get into the lore. Because like obviously when people think of video games, they think of Mario, they think of Pokemon, but like, bro, Mortal Kombat's been the thing. Like if you like the history of video games cannot be told without the quintessential fighting game. So so the fact that they're telling the story, which is so rich and actually so important in terms of like character development, growth, because like if you think about it, every single like hero turned villain story arc, like for example like Injustice, you could trace it, bro. You could trace it to Mortal Kombat, bro. Scorpion was bad till he figured out he was fighting for the bad guys. Like all that stuff is really cool and in a video game context, right? And so I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. What's your wish list? That's something that I want to know. What's your wish list for this movie?
Oh, what do I want to see?
What do you want to see?
I think I've already put it into the airwaves. I want to see a spine. I want to see just a full intact spine. If I don't, I'll be upset, but you know, I'll be okay. Like I want to see Sub-Zero or someone blow a hole in someone like straight, you know, like it's like a straight like heart hole. Most of mine are kills. Yeah. Like listen, it's
story wise,
bro. I don't know. Like seeing like that's the thing, like so like Scorpion and Sub-Zero is obviously a very complex storyline. I've said that already. But like at the same time, like you build off that. So do I want to see Scorpion kill Sub-Zero? Not really. No. I think if we want to parlay this into more things, I think we want to see like a nice let's Kong and Godzilla. You know?
Yeah.
Like do Batman versus Superman correctly and like Kong Godzilla this into a larger universal problem outside of the small quarrel of Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe like room for growth story-wise. That's what I want.
Okay. What about you, Mizu?
Definitely agree with Nick. Room for growth. I want to see how faithful they are to the source material. But of course, at the same time, I don't want them to be too faithful because, you know, some of the the games aren't really consistent with the lore sometimes.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can also clean it up a little bit. So make it a straight linear plot that makes sense to keep up with. And if it does well enough, hopefully they can make this a franchise.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of stuff they can go with. And being a video game, they can also make up. If it does very well, they can also add in little stuff of their own to make it more fleshed out as a series. But honestly, overall, just I want a good, consistent plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And of course, the gory
coherence.
stuff.
Coherence would be nice.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, and I love how we're chanting for the bare minimum for one of these guys. We just want the bare minimum, right? Like just make a compelling story make a storyline that makes sense.
Yeah,
it just makes sense. That's all I need. I don't need no Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I just need like something that makes sense. Also, Nick, I'm sorry to we'll burst your bubble, but I believe the Sub-Zero that we're getting is Bihan. So we already know that his days are numbered, but it's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. That's why we have Cole, right? He'll change the way story is made, I guess. But like at least for me, like my
he was born with the mark on. I'm sorry. That birthmark.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't need a white face for this movie.
Yeah, okay. I get it. Yeah, and I totally get it. Yeah, what were you gonna say, me too?
I was gonna say, yeah, hopefully they explain that. I felt that for me personally, that was kind of cheap, making the iconic Mortal Kombat symbol a birthmark. I'm just like, honestly, for realistic, what birthmark do you know look like that? Like, what kind of?
You would be terrified.
You get a free tattoo. Bro.
You were branded coming out of my labia. What happened?
Like, bro. I just don't feel like, again, like whoever this, what's his name, Cole
is his name.
Yeah, whatever this Cole character does, I hope he just doesn't come as an inconvenience to the story. Because right now, just going off the trailer, to me, he seems like he's gonna be an inconvenience, and I get that he's the whole driver. He's us trying to figure out the Mortal Kombat, but
exactly.
I frankly don't think he's needed, but we'll just see.
I mean, with that being said, like we are the people who have been doing finishers since we were like 12, you know. So maybe they're trying to make it more accessible to the to the average person, which is which is where Assassin's Creed tripped up, and technically
Yes,
where
sir.
World of Warcrafts didn't go far enough. Actually, you could say World of Warcraft made the same mistake. You could say they were trying to pander to every audience, like a mom was going to bring her 2 children to World of Warcraft. They're going to see Trolls 2, bro. They're not going to see World of Warcraft. Like, I need you to understand the people that are putting ass in seats to watch Mortal Kombat have played Mortal Kombat. All right. I know who the people are. At least we don't have we don't. I mean, maybe Baraka will be in it, but I'm trying.
Goro is in there.
I'm trying to think of side
Goro
characters, like one-offers. But we're talking the franchise identifying people. We have Raiden, Sub-Zero, Scorpion,
Melina. We got
everyone. So that's we're talking the big hitters here. All right. I don't need it on easy mode.
Big facts. I just want 3 things to finalize my rant on Mortal Kombat. One,
all I want for
all I want is 3 things, bro. Is 3 things. Okay. The first one, just like you did it in Creed, give me the original soundtrack. I just want to hear the original sound. I just want to hear it once. Just once. Yeah, I don't need to hear it like for the whole thing, but do it like Creed, because in Creed he was about to fall on the canvas, and when he came up, you hear the Rocky theme song, right? So I want it to be done right, because you have that's probably, in my opinion, that's probably the most iconic the soundtrack, just intro song to a video game. Not just soundtrack, because they obviously have Pokemon, Mario, but intro, Mortal Kombat by far. So that. Second, I want just a reference to Shao Kahn. I don't want to see him. Maybe you could hear him. Maybe Melina could be like, "I'm sorry, father," and me just being like, "Fine, I'll do it myself," like Thanos. Yeah. I just want a slight reference to Shao Kahn, or like Darkseid in the first what's it called? Justice League. Yeah, pre-Snyder cut Darkseid. Just reference him. Just be like, this is what's waiting for you. Just bite me in. And third is have Cole do something that's meaningful, right? So if you're going off of Mortal Kombat 9, where you have the time loop go back again, or if whatever storyline you decide to put out, have Cole either change something up or do something important that has weight to it, right? Because all these characters are intertwined forever, and they have multiple storylines, branching storylines. We've seen a lot of different crazy scenarios, so just have him do something that changes the perspective of a character, right? Or moves or compels them to move a certain way.
Maybe you talk no Jutsu Scorpion in Sub-Zero into being friends.
Yeah, I mean, besto friendo.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last thing, I think maybe third / fourth, give me some good CGI, bro. Goro is. Oh, I know, but I did see Liu Kang's fire, and it looks like it was made in Adobe After Effects, just with 5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. The Scorpion end scene with Scorpion looked kind of cool.
Bro, I want to see Scorpion go full Ghost Rider so bad.
Pull the mask off.
Over here. Yes.
Yeah. What were you saying, Mizu?
Go.
And plus, so you also got to remember, that's just a trailer. Until we see the actual movie, then that's the way. Because right now, all those Sub-Zero's ice stuff looks fantastic. His ice ability stuff looks amazing, especially that one part of the trailer when he stops that dude's gun and we see the bullet leave slowly from the ice. That looked amazing.
Should put Dragon Breath on that R99. That is a Call of Duty Warzone reference.
Hey.
Exactly. Or Jax's arms look great as well. His robotic arms look like his arms.
Melina's mouth.
I think Melina's mouth. And actually, some people the actors got some flack for that. Some people are like, her mouth does not look as grotesque as it was in the games. Yeah. So I mean, we'll just see. Maybe
that's fine.
We'll just see.
Cool. All right.
Yes,
so that brings us to Manga with Mizu. What's this week for our book readers out there?
All right. So the manga I have for this week is called Spy Family, or Spy X Family, but the X is not pronounced because people do what Hunter. Yeah. So what is Spy Family? Spy Family follows this man who is a master spy, codenamed Twilight. We don't know his real name because he's that good at his job, and he's so good that he's good at blending into whatever role he needs to be for said mission. For example, if he's given a plumber, he won't just pretend to be a plumber. He will become a plumber. He will learn everything about being a plumber and put it to practice. Pretty much.
Yeah.
My man Daniel Day-Lewis, all of that.
Yeah.
So one of his missions, and the reason why he's doing this is because they're basically two countries fighting each other. East versus West, East country and a Western country. And they've been fighting for years, and they finally stopped fighting. But there's kind of a Cold War effect going on here. Like they stopped fighting, but there's still some tension between them. Exactly. There's some animosity, there's still some tension between the nations. And so it is his job as an agent to, cool down that tension so they can have an usher of peace. So one of his missions, he has to follow this guy who is very intelligent on the west side of the country. But however, he is not very sociable. He very stays away from the limelight. He's always by himself or in a secluded place. But the only time he is out is that he's at this prestigious school. So he has to go undercover as a loving father and husband. And he's just
Only Sasuke would do that.
And he's just like, wait, what? And mind you, almost every mission he's gone through, he's been by himself. He does the job himself. Now he has to work with people. So he has to go find a child to play his kid, and he has to find a woman to play his wife.
It's Meet the Millers. No, Meet the Jason Sudeikis and
We're the Millers. We're the Millers.
We're the Millers. It's We're the Millers.
Pretty much. So he finds a child. Okay, I'm gonna go. He goes to this local orphanage, and he's just like, okay, give me a kid that I can adopt. And of course, the foster.
Give me one of the. Which one you got for sale?
Pretty much, yeah.
You went to the Promised Neverland Ranch.
Like pretty much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. And so they're just like, oh, there's any kid who wants to be up for adoption and stuff like that. And the foster person said, oh yeah, this girl back here named Anya. Anya is this cute little girl, and she has no connection, no family whatsoever. But little does Twilight know that Anya is a telepath. She used to be a part of a government experiment. We don't know what country she was experimenting on, but she was basically used to be a government experiment, and she has the ability to read people's minds. She can read, and that means all the thought bubble moments that the characters have, she can hear them. And she knows, she reads his mind, she knows what he is. She knows that he's a spy, she knows what he's trying to do. So but the part that's so funny about her is that she thinks it's badass. She's just like, oh man, I want to be adopted by this guy. So she plays it up to be adopted by him. So he adopts her, and they live together. And now he needs to find a wife. And then that's when he meets this woman named Yor. Yor is an assistant at this records management building. You seems like your average day, woman, right? Mm-hmm. Well, wrong. That's her day job.
Also psychic.
No, her real job is that she is a contract assassin.
Oh.
And no, here's the thing. She is so good at her job that she is known as the Thorn Princess. Like, she is so good at her job. But the thing is that in their country, both the countries are having a big problem with spies, and they try to catch anybody who has any incidences of being a spy. So there's a lot of back in the day how they had the whole McCarthy thing and accusing people of being communists or like a witch hunt. Scare. So there's a lot of, pretty much, there are people accusing people for being a spy, and not gonna lie, they think that a woman by herself with no family, very suspect to them. Like, you
sus.
So but she loves doing her contract assassin job, but she has a younger brother that she has to look.
You should love that one. You should do it.
Yes.
But if you like it, it's weird.
No, like she has a brother that she looks after, or she knew that who gets worried about her a lot, and she also doesn't want to be looked at as a spy. So she meets Twilight. By the way, Twilight goes by his new fake name, Lloyd Forger, and basically
his last name's Forager.
No, so his fake name is Lloyd Forger.
Forger. Okay, so as in forger, as in one who fakes. I don't know if I would have chosen that name as an undercover spy.
I think it's just
hello. I'm Mr. Not my real name. Nice to meet you.
I think it's just the I think it's just a play on the whole spy stuff.
Yeah, of course.
he basically tells her a half truth, like, oh, but she thinks that Lloyd Twilight is just a single dad who's going through a lot, trying to get his daughter into a good school.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, can you play my wife?
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, okay, this can work because I need to have a cover job because of what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to work with her. So yeah, I'll be your wife. And they basically have this fake family with a spy and an assassin and a telepath. And mind you, again, Anya can read their minds. Yeah. Anya knows what she is and what
she has all the tea. Yeah, she has all of the
This
tea.
needs to be a Netflix original, bro.
And again, and mind you, she thinks it's cool. She's cool at the same time, worried about it too. Because again, like I said, almost every moment where every moment where Twilight or Yor, any of them have their own little thought bubbles and she's in the room, she can hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
And this series is so fantastic. It gives you a bit of everything. If you like shonen, this is for you. Because there's a lot of action scenes in it and the way they set them up. If you like slice of life anime.
I was gonna say, sounds more like a comedy anime, yeah.
And it's a comedy. It's a mixture of a lot of things. It's a fantastic series that, again, just like I said last week with Kaiju number 8, this needs to also be an anime. And I'm not gonna lie, side note, if this doesn't get a jazz opening, it'll be criminal. It'll be a crime because it literally fits a jazz setting that, you know, if it does get an anime, it definitely needs a jazz
like
opening.
A Baccano-esque opening. Yeah.
Some maybe little, you know, tidbit to play off of, like maybe James Bond and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But again, overall, this series is fantastic. And to me, the best part, I think is the best part of it all is like all the little cute moments. I'm not gonna lie, because you know they're pretending to be a fake family, but there are moments where they actually build like a real family. Like Anya is having trouble with schoolwork, and I mean Twilight needs her to do very good to get in this prestigious school. So you're seeing them help them out with homework and stuff like that. And there are a lot of hilarious moments. Like
I'm sorry, if you're a psychic, there's no excuse to fail a test. There's no excuse. I'm sorry.
No, here's the thing. So there's a whole little funny scene where she's trying to do homework, and they're trying to help her out, and she's just like, man, I don't want to sit here all day trying to do the homework. I'm just gonna read Dad and Mom's mind. So he reads Dad's mind, and mind you, he's an agent. He has all these ideas in his head, like, okay, I definitely need to get this done. I need to get to the school because in order for me to get to this one guy, and it's like a whole line of stuff, and she's like, good Lord, I can't read his mind. No. Okay, hey Mom, can you help me out with this? And sure, and she reads yours mind, like, because I don't really do math very well, but maybe think of it like a body. You take off one arm, that's 1/5. If you take off mind you, Anya is traumatized.
Of course.
Like what?
Wow.
What's
maybe
going
this
on
is
here?
not gonna work. This is not gonna work at all. But there are plenty of like hilarious moments.
What's the name again?
Spy Family.
Spy Family.
Awesome. And just like Kaiju number 8, it's also doing very well for Shonen Jump digitally. Like Kaiju number 8 and Spy Family are coming up top tier digital wise for Shonen Jump, and there's great potential for both of these to have fantastic anime. Again, if you want to read it, it's called Spy Family. It is fantastic. You get best of everything. I think it's a very overcompassing anime that I think anyone from any genre would like.
Awesome. Not to reference like B tier movies here, but it's like Where the Millers meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like you liked mid 2010s movies, then boom, you got it.
Yeah, bro.
That's awesome. All right, cool. And that brings us to our last segment, winners and losers. And I would like to open up, gentlemen, if you would bequeath me the floor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First winner of the week. Shout out to my Twitch chat because they told me to watch this. I'm the person who gets in the weeds. I watch all the newest anime. And the newest and hottest one is a Crunchyroll exclusive. Everyone's talking about it. To Your Eternity. To Your Eternity is a anime that just recently came out, basically about a sentient rock. And before you're like, oh, it's an isekai. It's not. I mean, I guess you could play it off as it is an isekai, but I have never watched a sadder first episode in anime in my lifetime. Oh my God. So my winner is To Your Eternity because it's incredible. I'm gonna go ahead and bang out both of mine here because they play off each other. My loser is myself because I spent this weekend sharing an apartment with some of my friends, and I wanting to be caught up for the podcast, had to watch all the shows. And so all the shows this week were unfortunately very sad. And so I was sitting in an easy chair behind my three friends playing Mario Kart, bawling my eyes out. To the moment in Captain America where Sam and Isaiah are talking, and I'm like, all right, yeah, tears are dried. Go to Your Eternity. Oh my God, I don't even want to think about it right now. Oh God, okay, it's so well written off the jump, and you feel for it, and the animation is gorgeous, and it's compelling and dark. It's one of those shows where the darkness pulls you in like a warm, thick blanket, but like you want to keep watching it because it's so well written. But like I know it's only gonna keep hurting my feelings. I am going to have a toxic relationship with To Your Eternity, and it is getting a lot of hype, albeit it is. People are talking about it like we were talking about Vivi of the Fluoride Eyes, which is still good, still a great show, still keeping up with it. But To Your Eternity is my winner. My loser is me.
So it's basically AOT without the Titans.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Sentient rocks, just more sad. Or less. But yeah, just sad. And it's compelling is the word. Compelling is the word for the first episode, at least.
Big facts.
All right,
let's go, Mizu.
Oh, all right.
The floor I got mine. I got mine, but yeah.
Well, my winner for right now has to be Titan from Invincible. For those who don't know, Titan is this inner city like black dude who has the ability to turn his body into like a type of stone.
The Thing meets Luke Cage.
Pretty much the Thing meets Luke Cage. And the reason I say he's a winner for me is just like I get his story. Like I get it. Yeah. Like, man, you've been put in a terrible situation. You gotta, and here's the thing, here's some honor to him. Granted, he's still like a criminal and all that stuff, but there's some honor.
Character.
Well, that's the dude from the first episode. Okay, I got it.
So yeah, he comes back.
Invincible kicks his ass.
Back. Yeah, he later comes back in this. If you continue to watch, he comes back and later plays a role. So, but yeah, him definitely. I'm just like, dang. And I was looking at him like, Mark, you better help this man. I don't care what you guys say. You better help this man. Like,
zero to hero.
For real, Titan to me is a winner, especially like the stuff he has to go through and why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
The loser I have is basically all the people who can't understand themes in Falcon and Winter Soldier, as in the people who denied that this had anything to do with race. So you guys kept riding that train thinking that it had nothing to do with race, keep politics out of this, as we said earlier, but as you can see, you were wrong. You have to accept it. So I think those are my losers.
We're doing the same thing in Invincible. I mean, Titan's backstory. Like he's like, oh yeah, you're out there saving the world, you know? Like, have you ever been to the inner cities? Like, have you been downtown? Have you seen the streets? Like,
and I'm not gonna lie, that I mean, of course, On-The-Man is not a great person, but what he said to Mark at the dinner table, I was like, you have the audacity to call yourself a hero for the crap he was saying. I'm like, bro, I said, I know, like I know you're Superman and all that stuff, but stop talking. Stop talking. Like, you
have no moral high ground here, sir. All right.
Like,
stop the cat.
If I had an indestructible hand and it didn't break, if I slapped him, I would slap him.
Yeah. I mean, but only if Red Rush had indestructible hands. He might have left more than a rip in the costume.
All right. Yeah.
Oh baby, for me, lots of stuff. But I'm just gonna keep it condensed. I'm gonna start with the loser. The loser of this week is definitely John Walker. John Walker is definitely my loser of the week. Man's got left without the pension, without the benefits, without the shield. Yeah. He lost absolutely everything, but he did gain a quasi maybe steel like sort of shield, which he's making himself with Captain America from Wish. That's what he's doing.
I'm gonna say, you sure about that? It just looks like a rinky-dink thing he got from maybe the junkyard.
It'll be here in a couple weeks, bro. It'll be here in a couple weeks.
Fisher Price, Captain America, bro. So that's what that's my loser of the week. That's easily explained. My winner of the week is every single Mortal Kombat fan who's been trying to find a movie that can do justice to this beautiful franchise. It's coming out this week. Also, another winner of the week is Io Todo in my own space because he found his best friend. Yeah. So I love that. I love that.
Women like Jennifer Lawrence.
Big facts.
He's not wrong.
Hey, he's not wrong. And my final winner of the week, Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson is finally getting the upgrade that he really needed. So we're going from Falcon to Captain America. It's a big jump. And I'm excited for the finale. I'm excited for the next season, the next series that are coming from Disney. Yeah. And I'm excited to cover every single second with you on the Weeb Weekly. Ow!
Hey, wow. He's a professional, ladies and gentlemen. The conversion, the shout out. And since we are talking dab on him one time. Since we were talking shout outs, unless we got final points. Final points? Final points?
Start Mizu if you have any final points.
I do not have any final points.
Oh, I have one final point.
Oh, okay.
Everybody check your calendars. April 23rd is big time. You got to go from Demon Slayer to Mortal Kombat. Like,
just stay in the movie theater.
Yeah.
You only have to buy one ticket.
Double header, baby. Whale is a pandemic. We got to support. We got to support, man.
Definitely, but don't illegally stream it. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay. All right. Cool. April 23rd. Write it on your calendar, and then April 25th. Write on your calendar, because you know who's gonna be talking about it? Me.
Us.
Jose. And Mizu on the Weeb Weekly. We're breaking it down. We have a lot to get into next week. We're gonna have to go super speed. We might do a 3-hour episode. All right, you guys are gonna be listening all week. But I am NickCComedy, NC Hammer on Twitch, NC Hammer 23. Do I have to change my tagline here? NC Hammer 23 on Twitch, NC Hammer 23 on YouTube. That is Jose. He is rebranded. Listen to this plug, please.
Yes, it is. I am TropicalJoe on Instagram. On TikTok, it is _TropicalJoe. Don't ask me. Ask the people that have the usernames. And on Twitter, we also have I'm TropicalJoe. So the best thing to do is just check the video description. My link tree will be there, and all your problems will be solved. Mizu, take us home.
All right, everyone. I am Mizu Shogun from TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want to see more of my videos, or if you want to know where I get manga, come here. Always come to the podcast, and I'll give you a new manga every week to read. And that's all I got to say.
You're never going to run out of words to read, you book readers. Just kidding. Obviously, manga is very important. All right, guys. And if you want to hear us, you want to see these beautiful faces, you can find us on YouTube at the Weeb Weekly. You're looking at us right now. You can also find the podcast versions. Go ahead and hit download for us. Get those numbers up. We want to stay in 4th place. Hell, 3rd wouldn't be bad. I would take bronze around my neck. You can find us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. Say something super mean if you want to. I don't care. You can talk about how Nick has a scrape on his face because he couldn't land a backflip on the mountain. You could say
how much you hate the Giants, even though I'm not a fan of the Giants.
But just leave 5 stars, even 4. If you really don't like us. But yeah, we'll see you guys here next week for a big old breakdown. And that's it. Bye.